Why should someone simplify their life? It's because a simple life is more liberating and joyful. Because simplicity brings clarity. We all have limited time and energy, and we waste most of it because we choose to drown in complexity. It feels so bizarre to think that doing less is often the right answer. That's why we try to solve our wrongdoing by doing more of it, while the solution is just hidden in plain sight, which is doing less. In fact, it's often not even what you do, it's about what you don't do. We must throw off the weight that slows us down so we can move faster. If you want to get better in anything, you must first decide what you will give up for. This requires a high level of awareness because you have to see what's truly valuable. How can you see what's the best for you while you're too overwhelmed by all kinds of temptations, negativity, stress, or anxiety? You just can't. This is why the first step is always to get rid of the thick fog that's blocking you. Life can only be too complicated if you can't see it clearly. Therefore, simplification is a necessity to regain your sight. Okay, but how can you simplify your life? First, find out what matters the most. Second, disregard the rest. When everything is clear in your mind, it's easy to decide and go for it. Well, how can you gain this mental clarity? This is what I'm going to deliver in this video. Let go of what no longer serves you so you can have a chance to attract more of what you actually need. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be items, food, people, gadgets, thoughts, and actions. The change starts with a sacrifice. To be able to breathe in, you must breathe out first. If you carry too much unnecessary burden, you simply can't fly. Ask yourself whether it serves you or not. If the answer is no, then ditch it. Being attached to stuff makes us more emotional than we need. It limits our freedom and disables us to see reality. If there's no benefit for both sides, why should a friendship keep going? Why would you need a t-shirt that you have never worn for the last 3 years? Why do you need extra food if you have fat on your belly? Why would you pay for cigarettes to diminish your wellness? You just want it? What is the thing you want? Mouth pleasure of disgusting food, extra fat on your belly, too much trauma and losing sanity, losing your health, having lung, colon, or breast cancer? If it is obvious that it harms you and you still can't cut it out, then you're just a slave. Emotions will eventually make you blind and you keep believing that you need them just to feel more comfortable. But it will cost you losing self-control and sanity in the end. You will be manipulated easily and they will sell you anything like a piece of cake. Do the one thing. What is the work of your day? Every single day, if you ask this question to yourself and find out the answer, it will allow you to reduce the clutter and focus on what matters the most. When you find out the single task that will bring the most value to your life, you will save tons of time. I know there might be many tasks that you're responsible for, but for sure one of them will always outshine others. Remember, our goal is to simplify. If you accomplish the most important task, the rest will also follow. It's easier to fit the smaller stones when you're done with the big ones, while the opposite is impossible. If you binge watch videos and play video games all day and sit down for a hard task in the evening, guess what? Of course you will not succeed in doing it, but if you finish the work beforehand, you can chill later on as you wish. I might go to work, eat, read, listen to podcasts, watch movies, have a workout, play chess during the day, but they're not my main work. They just get me going in life and I even do most of them automatically. When you dig deep, most likely you will find out that it's the hardest task among all. The one that you don't want to deal with at all. The one that you want to escape at all costs given the chance. And after you're done with it, you feel alive, joyful and happy. For me it's writing this text and producing the video later on. I don't want to sit down and write at all. I don't want to deal with voiceover and extra editing too. I hate the feeling of sitting down and having nothing to say, looking at a blank screen and feeling the pressure of producing something quote-unquote meaningful that will probably not even be recognized by 10 people. But somehow if I could pull the trigger and only write this article today, that's alright because I know that it's still a win for me. I beat the resistance and feel the pride of it. However, if I miss this work and do tons of other things, sorry, that's still a loss because I can't make up for it. I don't enjoy going out, all kinds of leisure activities because I simply keep carrying the sorrow of defeat. When I opened this channel, my motto was simple. I was inspired by the quote I saw from the movie Kingdom of Heaven.
What does that say?
What man is a man who does not make the world better?
Leave me with this man.
Somehow I had to be someone who makes the world a better place. So these videos are just my humble way of giving away to the universe. Maybe, just maybe someone will watch, get inspired and change positively. This idea solely is my main motivation. But if you have no idea about your work, that's completely normal. That means you must be on the way of finding out. But still your question is still the same. You must ask yourself, what is the work of my day? One of the possible options will always outshine others. And you must have the guts to take action in that way despite your insufficient capacity until your destiny is revealed. Do less to have more. We wonder why we are too stressed after loading up our brains with billions of bullshit stuff, social media, news, politics, gossip, sports, material stuff. We worry about the things that we have no control over. They usually make no positive effect on our lives either. Actually, we can all live our lives with far less than what we think. So why do we think we need them? What's the thing that causes us to ask for more? Greed. We have been brainwashed to have more because if we think we are content with what we have, they can't sell us anything.
Really? Like, what do you do all day?
What do I do all day? What do I do all day? I sit here and think of ways to make people feel bad.
Oh, I thought you wrote for commercials.
I do, but you can't sell a product without first making people feel bad.
Well, why not?
Because it's a substitution game. You have to remind them that they're missing something from their lives. Everyone's missing something, right?
No, yeah, I guess.
Trust me. And when they're feeling sufficiently incomplete, you convince them that your product is the only thing that can fill the void. So instead of taking steps to deal with their lives, instead of working to root out the real reason for their misery, they run out and buy a stupid-looking pair of cargo pants.
All the bullshit special days, sugary artificial foods, substances, and more are there for the billion-dollar industries. Since all people feel something is missing, they are all looking for the answer outside with buying and consuming more stuff. Our minds are also wired to crave new information. We want to know everything. What happened to Becky's son? Who dated with whom? Who died in South Jamaica? What happened to the game between X and Y teams? We want more and more, but we forget that more stuff means more stress and worry. It makes our life more complicated than it has to be. What happens when we overload our brains with all this unnecessary garbage info? Mental collapse. As a cause of overstimulating our minds, we lose our sanity. Strangely, we focus on everything else rather than our lives. We just don't care about the actual needs of our body like proper sleep schedule, getting vitamin D from sunshine, socializing with healthy people, eating properly, etc. And this is the ultimate downfall. Talk less, listen more. Once the words are out, you can't take them back. The words are your prisoner until you open your mouth, but once you speak, you become their prisoner. Your words have the potential to turn your life into chaos, so you better think twice before even opening your mouth. Use the power of silence and let it serve you to hear yourself, because silence is a great way to help with self-control. When you stop speaking, you can observe your thoughts. The quieter you become, the more you're able to hear. Let everything settle down in silence so you can see them just as they are. Stay away from stimulation. Today we are bombarded by new stimuli every second. Social media accounts, text messages, calls, news, updates, app reminders, and emails. Our minds are fuller than ever. I had to deal with 2 calls and tens of text messages while writing this text. Environmental factors always distract and force us to make a decision. Are you going to comment, leave a like, watch a new video, subscribe, or stalk new people? They always want you to engage with things that don't matter. They want your attention. They want you to have no agenda so that you can serve them. You always get distracted by a new stimulus and find yourself in a vicious loop. How can you get out of it? You can't. It's a war that you can't win. So simply refuse to participate. Don't use social media. Close your phone while working. And don't binge watch YouTube videos. Use these sources as long as you're going to do something useful for yourself. Take more time alone. If you need to understand what your body, heart, and soul thrive, you must start by paying attention. It's too easy to feel lost when you're surrounded by others all the time. Yes, we are social creatures, but nobody can know you better than yourself. Solo walks, long riding sessions, and other quiet, thoughtful activities can do wonders to figure out your true needs. Sometimes all you need is to get away from distractions to see what's in plain sight. Once in a while, just stop the world and go within. Talk to yourself and listen to your inner dialogue. People keep themselves busy all the time just to avoid who they really are. Don't be one of them. Observe your thoughts, ask yourself right questions, and listen to the answers coming out. Most of your problems will be fixed just by doing this. Our world is full of over-ambitious, over-competitive, ego-driven, workaholic, money-hungry, status-thirsty people. If you're not careful with who you hang out with, they also draw you into their shithole. In the modern era, staying sane and kind is the ultimate glory. Because if you think conquering the world means nothing if you can't live a serene life, that doesn't mean that you will never fight and back away from challenges. But can you see what's the real challenge? Having a simple life is the ultimate challenge because it requires the ultimate mental clarity to abandon the cluster of garbage. Popularity, wealth, success, admiration, status, fame. Do you really want them, or they just told you to go after them? Reconsider your prioritizations before it's too late, because you wanna be more.